Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Akil and I watched Jurassic World Rebirth this morning, guys. And this is a movie that I was really looking forward to. It wasn't one of my top five, but it was definitely one of my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year, guys. And as you can probably tell, this is not going to be a quick one because I'm back home in Australia. So there's that. But anyway, what did I think of this movie? Well, going into it, I trusted Gareth Edwards, I trusted Davy Kep, I trusted the cast and crew, everyone involved, and I was disappointed. I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie or a terrible movie, but it's just decent. So, to start off with, for my pre rating score, I'm gonna say that Jurassic World Rebirth is an okay movie, guys. That's all it is. It's nothing too crazy and too special. There was something off about this movie. I don't know what it is. There's just something missing there. And when I was watching it, and even after coming out, I was like, yeah, there's something missing about that movie. I feel like they were trying way too hard to make this something cool and exciting and grand and epic. But it really wasn't, guys. All right, so now getting into the story without really spoiling too much. Basically, there's this doctor known as Henry Loomis, played by Jonathan Bailey, and he is part of this expedition, this group of people that go to this, I guess, island, and basically they want free samples of dinosaurs, and they encounter another family, a dad, his two kids, and the eldest daughter's boyfriend, and basically they have to survive on this island, and that's pretty much what the movie is. And I'm gonna say that in terms of the story department, it really felt lacking in terms of the true survival aspects. There was sometimes it did work very well, but there are other times like, what am I watching? It's just dialogue for the sake of it. Now I get it, but still, this movie could have had more of that survival aspect. But I'll talk more about that towards the end of the review, I would say. Now, getting into the positives, the best part of this movie, the one thing that instantly stood out is the cinematography. This is a good looking blockbuster, guys. It's a great looking movie, I would say. Like, even the scenes before they got to the island, I was like, wow, this looks like a very well shot movie, and I'm glad to see that they're still taking initiative in making these blockbusters actually look really, really good. Like, a lot of people complain about like how Marvel movies are very like gray and bland and dull looking in color and tone. This looks really, really good. Like, the cinematography actually really stands out here, I would say. I don't think it's the best looking movie of the year. That's probably still F1 in my opinion, but this might be the second best looking movie of the year, guys. I would say. Another thing that actually they kind of surprised me was some of the acting. There's some good acting in this movie, I would say. Like, I think everyone did a decent enough job, but there's some performances that I actually did like. I wouldn't say there was one that really stood out to me, but like at least five or six in that did do a good job, I would say. And then finally, for positives, there are some solid dinosaur scenes in this movie, guys. Yes. This movie, however, has been bashed and hated on because for what I've heard, like there's a before I walked into this movie, I heard there wasn't like a ton of dinosaur action. When there is, it actually works pretty damn well, especially towards the end. I would say the last sequence, dinosaur sequence and scene in this movie is actually pretty damn cool. So there's that. Now, this is where the problems. Yeah, these are the big problems I found in this movie, guys. And now we talk about the negatives. And the first major negatives is that there's too many main characters. This movie should have just been about like the family. If could you imagine? And now I'm actually going to talk about this, even though I want to talk about the end, but I'm talking about it now. Could you imagine if this movie was just about the dad, his two kids, and the boyfriend? Like, that would have been insane. Like, the tone would have been so much different, so much better. It would have felt more like an actual like survival horror type movie than what we got here. This movie felt like it was just trying to be another big generic blockbuster instead of being a straight up generic instead of being a crazy horror dinosaur thriller. Like, those characters, whenever it cut back to them, it felt like even though you didn't really care about them, the scenes they were in, the situations were like pretty intense, and I was wanting more from this movie, like more out of that from this movie. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. But instead, it played it way too safe, and this movie needed to have an R rating. Like, it really, really needed to have the R rating. But nevertheless, it's a Jurassic film. I guess they want the biggest crowd possible. If not, Universal is not going to make the money. the last three films in this franchise all made $1 billion, so clearly they're expecting $1 billion. But I will not be surprised if it actually doesn't. But if it does, I also will not be surprised, guys. So there's that. Another thing that also stood out to me is that it's cliche. This movie has the cliched character tropes and formulas, and you probably know where things are going, and then sometimes it kind of flips it on its head a bit. But at the same time, it's very cliched, especially when it comes to the character department of things. And finally, it's a bit boring. There are some times that I was like, okay, can we just stop with the dialogue, please, and just go to the actual like dinosaurs? That's what I came for. Like, you come to these movies for the dinosaurs, not just the human characters. And unfortunately, this movie puts such a big focus on the human characters on this movie, and it's really really sad, guys. Like, I'm really sad that this movie focuses more on the human characters than the dinosaurs. And the way they treat the dinosaurs in this movie too, it's like they're actual animals when they're supposed to be like, okay, yeah, they are meant to be animals, but they're meant to be like these godlike creatures. Like, even the T-Rex in this movie, I feel like they could have done more with the T-Rex in this movie, and I feel like they showed the best parts in the trailers. That is the marketing's fault, not anyone else's. And I know Universal has this track record and tendency to do so, because if you watch the Fast and Furious movie trailers, I feel like they showed the whole damn movie. I know I sound mad, but I have to bring that up. But guys, overall, Jurassic World Rebirth was not bad. It was not terrible. It wasn't even good. It was just okay. So, as a final score, I'm going to give Jurassic World Rebirth a 6 out of 10, guys. Yes, this movie felt like it was trying so hard. And I don't know, man. I really don't know. Like, I feel bad for some of the people involved in this movie, especially Gareth Edwards. Like, I don't know if it's his fault. I don't know if it's David Koepp's fault. I don't know if it's Spielberg's fault or the studio's fault. But someone is to blame here. I don't know who. I actually don't think it's Gareth Edwards' fault, though, because he did a really good job actually directing this movie. I think the script, I don't know, man. There's something about the script. Maybe at his age, David Koepp doesn't have it as much as he used to. Even though I did hear great things about Black Bag, maybe this type of film he can't write as well as he used to before. And I know, like, there's some great, I'm sure there's some great writers in their old age and all that, but still, I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to love this movie. I wanted to even like this movie, but I ended up just thinking it was okay. So there you guys have it. Those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth, guys. I'm planning on seeing Superman on my birthday on the 14th of July. And I hope that's really good. If that disappoints me, I'll be sad. Speaking of which, if Fantastic Four First Steps disappoint me, I'll be even more sad. I've been waiting for that movie for like almost 10 years now. Minecraft I've been waiting for maybe like longer, but still. I mean, hey, at least Mission Impossible was great. At least F1 was great. And at least Warfare was great too. Still, I wish we got more of these greatness from these blockbusters. Like, I know people love How to Train Your Dragon. I didn't. I know people love Thunderbolts. I didn't, but you know, it is what it is, guys. Everyone has different opinions, right? But guys, those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth. Let me know what you guys think of this movie in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name's Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.